Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it is time for a leg day vlog, and we started off with high bar squats. Yes, like I said last week, I think I'm just going to go to high bar and just run with them because I really just need my quads to grow, and I've always done well with high bar squats. As much as I try to mess with power squats off and on and low bar, again, it's just easier on my shoulders as they get older to just high bar. I did 496 at my last meet without sleeves on high bar. So I feel like I can build back up to a 500 high bar, even though I'm at a lighter body weight, just get the quads growing. And honestly, it'll probably be better for my physique in the long run. So I just ramped up to a heavy single on these. I haven't done them in just a little bit. Obviously, you've got to put the squat shoes on. I only advocate weightlifting shoes if you're going to high bar squat or Olympic squat, depending upon which name you choose to call it. Some people call them weightlifter squats. My bro Clint Darden does. So again, I just ramped up. I wanted to just assess how they felt. And then 365 really felt like a warm up here. So I'm like, let's just going to keep running. But yeah, obviously I do these with quite a bit of knee forward because the whole idea here is to work the quads as much as possible. I want those lower quads to get hit. I want to build those up because again, if we want to be aesthetic, and as I get leaner, obviously I need the certain things with the upper body. Need the arms bigger. I want to work on the upper chest. Arms are a high priority, but it doesn't mean we neglect these other things. And realistically, building my low quads by doing really deep leg work like this is a good idea. And keeping in mind, you get more quad and more bend to the knee with this sort of squat, irrespective of how deep the hip goes. So even at parallel, it's deeper than a low bar squat, and people forget that. So I really just want to build that lower quad up, and the 405 felt pretty decent. So I went up 10 more pounds. I went up to 415. It didn't feel like 100%, obviously, but I called it there because I do need to get used to these. But yeah, they felt good. Everything felt tight. Obviously, if people notice I'm using that smaller belt. Why? I'm lean enough to put it on. I always use that bigger belt, and it sticks way forward because, again, you can't tuck these 13 millimeter injuries in. But I'm finally lean enough with a small enough waist to wear this belt I bought originally for the 198 class, and I haven't been able to put on in years. Now I can put it on. It fits. Now, granted, I'm in that first hole, but I wore it yesterday for some of my stuff. So, again, waistline is smaller, and I believe that's like a size medium. So again, I'm going to get the waist smaller and smaller and smaller. So after that, I decided also some of the stuff I wanted to get 10s. I want to work around 10 to 12 for a lot of the lower body. So I got 8s with this last time with 20 pounds heavier. So I went back down instead of that 45 added. I added the 25. Now these reds might come off and go onto the reverse hyper. I'm going to be honest, I feel like I really need to load the reverse hyper up more for my deadlift strength and posterior chain. So I may throw these reds on there, which means I'll be loading more 45s on it. And that's fine. I'll just load them and offload them. Just have to watch the spacers. But this thing is easier to load and unload than the reverse hyper. Although I need to look at if I can find the way to get it to the side loaded plates again and still reach the depth I want. Might be something to mess with. I may need to stack it back up on some boards. It's just more convenient for loading if I don't have to load them at the top. But the problem we run into is range of motion, right? Range of motion depth, getting deep enough on this. So again, something I may experiment with a little bit and see what we can do on it. But that has historically been the problem with this device. Like realistically, I would like them on the sides, but I've got to get it higher up in the air to do that. But these felt good. So we got 10 reps with all these and they burned. So I left the squat shoes on. Why? I wanted the depth. Let's just get as deep as we possibly can on everything. Let's beat the quads, get that deep range of motion, right? Make them quads work. Make them quads work. So again, and we know this based upon the data that the more knee bend you get and the deeper you get, the more the lower quad gets worked. Right? That is how you build those teardrops, even on the machine work, right? So we go deep, deep, deep. And that's going to be the name of the game. So I'm going to build my quad. So I'm not even going to bother with my leg extensions anymore. I just want that meaty lower quad. Now I'm going to have to continue to build the hamstrings. Why? Because if I'm going to high bar squat, and I do eventually jump over and do a meat high bar again, even though I'm training for aesthetics and bodybuilding and physique and all that stuff, big calves, big hamstrings will allow you to bounce the weight off the bottom on a high bar squat. it actually lets you cheat. I mean, in theory, you're cheating. I mean, you're still doing a deeper range of motion. So again, great for muscle building, great for quads, but I do want to make sure I maximize those just to have that available. All right, for these, I went back down. I got 435 last time. I'm like, let's do the 205 because I got 8s with that. I want to see if I could get 10 or more, and I managed to get 3 sets of 12 with 405. Okay, now that I'm at sets of 12, I feel like I can increase the weight. Now, they were really hard. That last set, I didn't think I was going to get to the 12. But again, lit my calves up. And yes, this is all the calf work I need personally, right? It does everything I need it to do, builds my calves. Calves are already jacked, but I'm just trying to take them up another tier because, again, as I get my arms bigger, all right, I do need more calf. It will always be good. It will never hurt your aesthetics to have crazy jacked calves. Okay, they absolutely help finish out a physique, and I've got great calf genetics already, so I might as well capitalize on it. So we're going to continue to push these, and again, I feel like this is all I need. So also someone said, why am I not stepping up on a plate? Because of possible balance issues, falling, and honestly, I don't know that we really need that extra. I don't know that that's actually a normal, natural range of motion for us, right? When we jump, when we sprint, when we run, we're from that flat heel position on a flat floor. Okay, I don't know that it's really necessary for us to have that other, and I've never found it necessary to build calves. I mean, I built my calves without doing any calf raises. Okay, they get jacked. They get jacked from walking around, carrying weight, squatting. Okay, so that's what I did. And of course, after that, I finished up with my leg raises. I did 2 sets of leg raises. And funny enough, I've had people try to come in and say, oh, that's not a... You're cheating or whatever. They don't like how I do it. And then I've had a couple of people say, I tried them the way you do them, and it is way, 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 way harder. And that's the point I make. Guys, when you get all the way out in front and your torso goes up, the load on your abs, because I'm still doing a crunch, and people forget that. You're not just lifting the leg. I am doing a crunch up into the air. But when your torso is now parallel with the floor when you're doing these, the ab contraction is intense. My abs were cramping after the second set of this. They were literally cramping. And I've done stuff in the past where, like last month, I had a little phase for like a week where I did like 800 to 1,000 crunches every day, just normal crunches laying down. Okay. This is more intense, although I do like the really high volume crunches too. And I may do some of those this weekend. But yeah, finished up with my leg raises, which again, always good on the end of leg day, end of the week. Super happy with today's workout. Everything went exactly as planned. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.